Zoom and figure it out.
This meeting is being recorded.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, you want to get going?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
there's no public person here tonight, right?
Nope.
Okay. Any additional agenda items?
Do we need to talk about what our masking policy is?
Yeah, I have it on there.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I haven't been able to scroll down that far.
Masks.
Yep.
And
Okay.
what about appointing Steve Darrow?
Well, he hasn't come to the meeting yet. I don't know.
He agreed to it. So in my opinion, if we moved it and he came next month, you'd be all set. I don't know. I don't know when you want to. He and I talked a long time, so.
Yeah. It's funny.
I'll move that we accept Tim as a new trustee.
Well, I think we
starting
need
in
to
March.
move
First
to amend the agenda.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
correct.
Well, I'll move to amend the agenda then. To
And we
add,
could take that up during the nominating committee
okay,
Well,
report.
I'll second the motion to amend the agenda.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Okay, so how you want to amend it again? Val?
oh, you put that under,
Nominating committee?
yeah, nominating committee.
No, it's
Okay.
new business.
Oh, new business,
New
okay, that would
business?
make more
Okay.
sense.
All right,
And so then, this is Marty. I'll move we adopt the amended agenda.
I'll second that, Diane.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed, abstains? Okay, let's move on. Is there a motion to approve the January 20th minutes?
Well, it needs
I
to be
move
the
that.
January 20th,
Here, let me just,
22 minutes, not the 21 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's
Right.
right.
And that, this is Marty. I'll move that we approve the January 20th, 2022 minutes.
Well, that's great. Thanks, Marty.
Yep.
There a
I'll
second?
second it. Diane.
I have to abstain because I wasn't at the last meeting.
I
This
wasn't
is
here
Kristen.
either.
I have to abstain too.
I second it, Diane.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Who's not in
I don't know-
favor? Who's going to
I don't know if we have
abstain?
enough, Peter, to pass it, to approve that.
You what?
And Valerie.
I think
And
Val, Connie, you weren't at that.
No, I wasn't
Right.
there.
There are 3 that weren't here, so there should be 5. Peter, Diane, Marty, me,
I was here.
Elizabeth,
Yeah,
but there should be 5.
Okay.
Okay.
that should work. Okay. So is that approved?
Yep.
Okay. Financial review. Is there a motion to pay the bills for January 2022?
This is Marty. I'll move we pay the bills for January 2022.
This is
Any-
Kristen. I'll second that.
Any
And then-
discussion?
Well, I'm
I
gonna
had a
ask,
question.
is there anything extraordinary in the bills for that month?
I don't think so.
And do you need someone to sign the checks?
I did it this month with Peter.
Okay.
Any more discussion on the bills? All in favor?
Aye.
Fine.
Opposed? Abstain? Okay, let's move ahead. Angela, your report.
So SCT gave us a quote on 2 new projectors and he just delivered them today and I just got the bill. So it was $1,800 and then we'll get half back from the STLS. We'll get us 900 back. So that's a deal for 2 projectors. So the one will
Yep.
go in our system and then the other one will be loanable and they have Bluetooth on them. And we need a new amplifier system. Ours just completely fried. So I thought it was this fancy thing, but it only costs a couple $100. So look at that. That won't be a big deal. So I'm glad about that. And then I learned from Peter that we can't put these funds towards hotspots, but the Friends donated $3,000 last month towards the hotspots for the year. So we don't have to lower the amount of hotspots we're loaning out, and they are loaned out and on hold all the time. Hopefully the demand might go down with the broadband programs that are available to folks. Some patrons, a couple different patrons told me they were taking advantage of it and getting discounted rates for their internet. So that's good news. We continue to distribute the COVID tests and the masks, although people aren't asking for them that much, but we got a whole bunch more. I submitted the tax cap form. I took in our first, I put ARC on my report, but it's called Mosaic now, our first volunteer, and he's coming in Monday afternoons with his aide. So this is the first since COVID. When I did the report last week, we're in the midst of interviewing candidates for some part-time clerk positions, and we've hired them. And so next month I'll put them on the agenda to appoint them. It's Cindy Siwak and Amanda Hayes, and they're going to work a few hours every week. Kristen and I are planning on meeting with county officials to discuss the charging station, growing it, and discuss the fees to use it and everything. And I'm still working on scheduling that, Kristen. And we finished the annual report, and you guys got that in your packet.
Yeah, thank you. It was 69 pages.
Yeah. Oh, and to say about the annual report, it's so weird because last year's annual report was part of the beginning of the pandemic, and then this one's during the pandemic, but oh man, it's just a whole thing. So it's weird, like our visits are way down, but our circ is up, and no. I gotta look at it again, like put the dates in my head. I do know that our visits were down in the fall. I felt like they were when they reinstituted masks. Our visits went down, but boy, are they up now. So I'm glad about that. And that's everything I have to say. Not that much.
Anybody else have any questions? Angela?
So I had one thing, Angela. You know, the I think it's the Office for the Aging has that storage shed and the doors off of
Oh,
it.
that whole thing, yeah. They can't
So
get the parts. So
I understand that.
I'm gonna remind them tomorrow.
Yeah, I think you need to, because when you pull in, even if you know, like me, that it's not ours, it just looks
Right.
kind of creepy.
It looks bad.
Yeah.
I will bug Zach again. It's supply chain issues. He
Yeah.
ordered the replacements months ago.
Well, to me, it's they bought a less expensive and they didn't have it locked right, or somebody didn't shut it,
No,
because
He bought
I
the
mean, I
same
don't know if
model.
that's happening often.
Sorry, he bought the same model that he already bought in Bath. The same model, but it costs a little more. It was so much cheaper made than the
Yeah.
original one he got. It was very disappointing.
Yep.
More cheaply.
I also had a comment about this, Kristen, about the snow plow all the snow being plowed right where
Yeah.
those electric charger spots are.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them.
It's like if
I
we put
figure-
another
I'm
one
hoping they
in,
won't
maybe
have to
we should
plow
not put
again.
it in the back of the parking lot, because
Yeah,
now most of the time you can only maybe get to one of the spots.
right. It's been a pain, so I will definitely I have to tell them. All right,
Any other questions for Angela?
No?
Well, let's standing committee reports. Finance Committee.
Did not meet.
Okay, Policy Review Committee.
I don't think that met either.
no,
Building Committee, Angela.
no, we
We
didn't
did
meet.
meet.
Any building issues? Any building processes?
Well, I'll
Okay.
report on it in the old business.
Okay, Nominating Committee, we met. And we're looking to kind of get some people who are interested in it. There's one person that we talked a little bit about right at the beginning of the meeting today. I forget his name.
Steve Darrow.
Steve Darrow.
Mhm.
We might be interested in, I think we might be interested in putting him on the board. Now, who's talked to him? Maybe you
I
can give
have.
us,
Diane.
Diane, okay,
Him for a long time. He was a retired school teacher. He wanted to know a lot about it and how much commitment it was, but I think that persuaded him to try it for at least a year. If he's interested, then he would run. I also talked to one other person. I tried to talk to Parker Reynolds, but instead I spoke to Brenda Reynolds because Parker had COVID. And they were going to talk about it, but no one yet called me back.
okay. So we have this one person that's a potential.
Well, I think he thinks he's absolutely been okay to go because we were just going to try to get him to come if we could get anybody. And that was the only one I could get.
I talked to Jan Barrett and she's interested too, if we need
Good.
some.
Good.
Crystal is still interested also.
Right,
And I spoke with Bill Pinkney. He lives down the road from me. And he's interested, but he hasn't been feeling well lately, so he didn't want to commit to anything, but we had a conversation the other day.
Well, okay, so we have the vacant seat that needs to be filled now, correct?
And that's what I thought Steve Darrow was going to do.
Right.
yeah,
Okay, so then nobody's going to be running because we're not having an election, but the people who were into one-year terms are expiring.
Right.
Who out of that batch is not renewing?
I'm
Diane.
planning to try to not do that. Mhm.
Okay, so that means we've got another vacancy coming up as of July 1st. Do we have
Right.
any other, is everyone else planning on staying through till we have a new vote?
I am.
I am.
I am.
so
Oh,
you,
well, I'm
Okay.
And do
I'm
you think we
24th.
won't be able to have a vote? Are you sure you can't have a vote?
it's too late now.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the plan is 23.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Because in 2023, we have a whole bunch of openings.
right. Well, in 2022, we will. Yeah, we will. 2023. We'll have
2023.
Elizabeth, Deborah, Diane, and Connie.
And me,
And Karen and Kristen.
right, and
Well,
I'm not
22, okay,
running.
the other,
Right.
the four I mentioned were 22, and then it's Marty, Kristen, and 23.
Okay, I'm not rerunning, so my seat will be up in 2023.
Right.
So,
Connie, you're gonna be appointed another year?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay,
so then at this point, the only person we could appoint, we can only appoint one person to fill the unexpired term at this point.
right.
Right.
Okay.
And then you're gonna appoint how
Somebody
many?
to fill Diane's term, but that's the only ones that will be outstanding.
Right, so we just need one more person right now, at least.
Right. In
And I-
July.
I did
But
have,
wait, why at least? Because,
Because you're
Yeah.
Steve, if Steve started to fill the empty slot and then Diane's not coming back, so that would be the one more beyond Steve.
right, two.
Well, yeah,
Do we not have an open seat? I thought, because I thought we talked about it, that we're supposed to have 9, but we really only have 8.
right, so that's why
So
we
is
need
there
one more.
kind of an open one anyway?
Yes,
Right,
And I did talk to, well, I've texted and emailed Mike LaPerry, and he sounded like he was interested, but we just haven't connected to talk. So I sent him an email today with some more information. So there's a potential new one too. So
right, but we can't have like 4 potential new ones now because we don't have 4 openings now.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to
Okay.
say. So
Right.
we are going to have a bunch of openings possibly a year from now.
Right.
Right.
we'll keep whoever ends up not joining us on board for a year.
yeah,
Yeah. But a lot can
Okay.
change in a year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Well, and I have to say, speaking to Steve Darrow, it was one of those things where you don't know that it'll be something he wants to do for long. You know what
yeah,
I'm
we don't
saying?
know.
No, I didn't have a sense one way or the other talking to him.
Yeah,
So,
So, I mean, I think if he can make it onto Zoom at the next meeting,
right.
I think we
That'd be
should
great.
appoint him.
does he
And
use the
something-
library?
You can appoint him then when he joins us? Are you gonna wait or are you gonna do it now?
I would wait and make sure he can do,
oh,
make
yeah.
sure he materializes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got to make the commitment.
right.
right?
Okay.
It sounds like he wants to, though. I
Well,
don't
that's good.
know. Does he use the library, Diane?
I don't know. I didn't ask that because he was a teacher in our schools, in the high school, and Deb probably knows what he taught, but in my opinion, I don't know. He's always lived on Route 14A, he still lives on Route 14A.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So going towards Dundee, I think he's in the community for life, so.
Yeah, I think I think he was history. And he was one of my favorite teachers. I can't remember what he
Aw.
taught, but he was a very, very kind and gentle soul. So, and just, yeah, I
Okay.
think he would be fantastic.
Could.
And I talked to a man named Paul Herman. And he applied to be a volunteer at the library. So I talked to him and he's from Dresden. And I was going to get back with him and have more of a conversation. He might be interested, but if Steve is interested, we could just tell him there will be some potentials happening in the future. But I did talk to him, and there was another person who applied for a volunteer. I haven't been able to get through to him. His name was Kenneth Campbell. So we have some potentials in the near term. And if anybody knows anybody else, we can say that there's some opening positions in a year and a half. Anybody have any other thoughts about the nominating committee? I guess everybody's quiet now.
I think we've said what we needed to say.
Okay, let's go on to the personnel committee.
We just met. Anyways,
Anything?
we just met and we talked about changing somebody's position, and I'll put it on the agenda for next month,
Okay,
gift time.
Sorry, did I miss that?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Sorry.
all right, so we move on to old business.
Mhm.
Okay, outside trim painting and glass pane replacement update.
Can you scroll down a little bit?
Yeah, I'm doing it. Scrolling the wrong place. There. Yeah. So if you remember, I have one quote for that. And Marbles is supposed to give me a quote, but they haven't come. I've bugged them twice. They said they'll come eventually. I think they don't care till it's warmer out. And then I have to get one more quote beyond that. And the first quote was for $16,000. And I thought, well, maybe we should work on that project with, some other ones and do a construction grant next year, not this year, because this year we've been using the construction a lot and there's a lot of need and the money available went down this year. So we should wait and see what's going to happen with that. And so I'm still working on those quotes, darn it.
Is there
Give
anybody
any
who works at
ideas
the
who I can
library?
have.
Is there anybody who works at the library who knows someone at Marbles to go talk to them?
I mean, I talk with him. I don't know. Randy talked with them. I mean, they'll come and do the quote. They're gonna come and do a job. So when they do that, then I'll have them right here to bug them. But I will bug them again. I think I'll bug them again in March because it's spring, right? So that's where we're at on that.
How about masks?
Okay, that's a whole thing. So did you guys get that big long email from Brian at the library system?
I did not.
Yeah,
No,
I did.
no.
Oh, so just Peter did. Well, I don't know if you really want it. It's like 8 pages of gobbledygook, but I can forward it to you if you care to look at it. In my opinion, there was one very important sentence, and that's what I'm going to present to you guys. They're suggesting that the libraries follow what either the school districts are doing or the CDC requirements for masks, whichever is presented first. So as you know, next month, I forget when it is, the 11th or something, they're going to revisit masks in the school, but hopefully they'll keep them there for a little bit.
I don't think that's gonna happen, just to let you know, Angela. It doesn't
Yeah,
sound
well,
like it.
I'm not worried about COVID. I just think everybody's going to be gross and sick if they stop breathing all over each other. But so we were thinking, use that sentence, which here I have it here for you. Add it to the that's not it. Great. Well, I did have it open, but now it's not. Add it to the pandemic operations plan. And then we're ready for the next thing.
What's the sentence?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up. I had it all set up here and now it's not. Here, there it is. So it's a lot. Wait, it might have been that underlined part. So they recommend member libraries follow the path of New York State's determination on mask mandates in public schools or CDC guidance on wearing masks within indoor spaces, whichever decision comes first. So if I put that in our policy, add that, not recommends, but we will follow what the determination is. That way we're doing what the school does. And you're not, a lot of his talk here is the political aspects of it, and the community aspects, because there's so many different opinions about it.
I think you're gonna see the schools get rid
Right.
of masks in March.
So
Just so
we're
you know.
gonna go along with what they're doing currently. So
Are you putting any of the criteria, the numbered criteria to explain it underneath, or just what's highlighted?
just what's highlighted. That's what I wanted to put in there. He has a lot of explanations. I'll send it on to you, but it's a lot of language. It's what he's amassed by talking to all these directors. He's called up everybody. And it's very thoughtful and but I just thought it was a lot of information. I'm like, well, let's just follow what the school's doing, because that way we're protecting our neighbors as much as the school is. If you go beyond that, then you start to have people get argumentative.
So then why don't we just follow what, I mean, it would need to be the Penn Yan school
Yeah,
and take
think-
out the
yeah.
CDC guidance.
yeah, so that's what I thought would be good to add in there. Also, it already says in our pandemic policy that I can change things up to go along with fast changes. I can't, I had this all open and ready and it's gone. Oh, and then nope, nowhere to be found. Sorry about that. In our pandemic operations, it says, you know, if things change, the director can change. So I don't have to come to you guys
Mhm.
if it's fast moving.
So does that mean to you that you would not offer masks for people when they come in the door any longer?
Yeah, I totally offer mask. Anybody can wear a mask.
Yeah, okay.
Totally. There's that.
But you won't go up and say to them, would you please put on a mask?
No, we haven't been.
But
Sarah
isn't
and
the
Sarah
sign-
and Melissa do if it's their kids, for sure. But I
but
mean,
doesn't the sign on the front door say something about how you're supposed to wear a mask?
yes, if you cannot, it's always said if you cannot socially distance. It's always said that. So, I don't have any problem with somebody sitting by themselves in a corner and nobody's come by them in a half hour or whatever, not wearing a mask. And none of us we haven't had problems, but the kids are all close in each other's face so that she does holler at them and
Mhm.
pull up their mask and stuff. And they're good about it considering because they're used to it.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, it's just not gonna open here because I don't know where it is. But
Well, it sounds
Well, I
like,
have to confess that I'm a little fussy about masks. I just don't want anything more about
right,
masks.
so you should always wear a mask when you want
I
to.
always do. I
Yeah,
always do. But when you said the person who sits by themselves and they sit in the furniture, we don't clean between people. So how would you know? I don't know.
it's
mainly air pellets, not so much the touching anymore.
Well, and
Right.
I think too, if you go beyond where the school requires it to be, once they say they're, you know, you don't have to wear it in school, if you make it mandatory here, you're gonna get a lot of people very, very mad.
Right,
yeah.
exactly.
That's what, and I'll forward you that thing from Brian if you feel like slogging through it. That's basically what he's saying.
You know, there's nothing wrong with putting disinfectant wipes out, and if you don't think your chair is
Yeah.
clean enough, clean it yourself.
Yeah, and we've always done that for people way before the pandemic. People have asked for cleaning cloths and they've used them.
Mhm. Good.
Oh my gosh. Sorry about this. It's just not, I lost it. Anyways,
Angela,
I
why don't
will
you just
forward
the email?
Brian's document to you guys, and I'll forward the draft that I made of the pandemic plan. Basically, it's all I did was add that sentence to it that he had there. You know, I said PYPL will follow New York State's determination on mask mandates in public schools. That's what I changed it to. Ugh, I can't believe it.
Okay.
And one of the questions I have is they talk about, you know, public schools. And they say that the younger children, the younger people are not as affected by this as
Right.
the older people, the older than them. So does that, so we say we're gonna follow the public school rule, but does that affect, does that help me?
Don't you have to go by what the governor is
Well-
putting out? I mean, they've lifted or will have shortly lifted the mask mandate for most places except schools and health and nursing homes.
Yeah,
Okay.
except individual employers all have their own mandates. And
Right.
I mean, we're still all in masks.
Well, the county
Yeah.
has done away with theirs.
Right. I mean, I think once the school has done away with theirs,
That, yeah.
yeah,
I
we
mean,
need to bite the bullet.
Yeah, I think the school is more strict than anyone else. So
right,
when that's
You too.
gone,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that you'll have much to stand on.
Mhm.
And I also think if you want to wear one by choice inside of the library as an older person, then go ahead.
Mhm.
Oh, I agree. My question is, I just don't want to open the doors too wide. If there is a set of rules in the schools, they have reasons for it. I think we should be consistent with it. That's my thought. So
we
we'll
don't
just
need a motion on that, right?
I
Well,
think
well-
I think I agree. I'm just trying to indicate to you that I think it's only like with the lawsuit that's currently in place and the exit plans that are being demanded by the superintendents to the
Right.
governor, we're only talking about a matter of weeks.
Right.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
So is any more discussion? We're just gonna follow what Angela, and kind of is putting together with following the school.
Yep.
Okay, next, new business. The annual report, Angela.
Yeah, I already told you guys about that.
Okay,
You know, look it over. It needs to be approved by you guys. I already
Okay.
put today's date on it, so I'd have to change it if you didn't approve it.
it's okay with me. I skimmed through it.
I also
Can you
skimmed
go
through
back,
it.
can you go back to projecting the agenda?
Yeah, sure. Sorry about that. There,
Okay,
there's the language.
Okay, thank you. I will move that we approve the 2021 annual report that the library operated in accordance with all provisions of educational law and the regulations of the commissioner and assures that the annual report was reviewed and accepted by the library board.
there's a second.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Opposed? Abstain? Next item, proposed flexible scheduling policy. Angela.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's there. Anyways, Alex and Sarah and I worked on this. We have been flexibly scheduled from the time that I started here, but it's never been in writing. And we thought it would be good to put in writing. It's making Sarah more comfortable. We've always been flexible in order for us to program all different hours. Alex works a lot at home in the evenings. You can see on our website that all his scheduled programs, and he has people who enjoy attending them on Zoom all the time. Also, he works part of his, because of that, he works part of his time at home. So we've been flexible for timing, and the working at home part is new since the pandemic. And I put in that we had to have a minimum amount of staff on the floor, different times of the week and times of the day when we're more busy. And
Did that say 1 a.m.?
did
Oh,
it? Did I-
7 a.m.
Oh. Phew.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so sometimes people start earlier and sometimes they start later for the hourly staff. They also have flexible schedules because they work weekends and they work evenings. So now it would be in writing. So you guys have it, and then I think next month you would, there's no, you didn't have it last month. You just have it. Yeah, so
Yeah.
now you have it, and then next month you guys can.
So Angela, would it be possible for you to print that? I'm not able to read it on the screen that size, so I could just look over it. Or maybe leave it
You
at the
have
front
it, you
desk
have
while
it in
give us?
your board documents. It's at the very end of your board documents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And
It's
they're
the
already
last
on my
page.
email from you?
yes, it's the last page.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so if you guys see
I'm
any
not in that.
typos or errors, let me know. Alex and Sarah looked it over. They said they thought it was fine. So
Good, all right.
any questions on that?
Oh, sounds like a good plan.
Thank you. I was
Any other
glad.
thought, any other thing anybody wants to bring up, even though we didn't put anything in? And
Well, we did earlier, somebody moved to appoint Steve and we added that to new business.
that's
Is-
right, yeah.
Are we doing that or are we not doing that?
They
I
decided not.
think we're waiting to see if he shows up at the meeting next month.
Okay, so I should just
Yeah.
take that out.
Yeah,
Okay,
Well, you can leave appointment of new board member and then put it as deferred to next meeting.
I could do that.
yeah, good idea.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other thoughts? Is there a motion to adjourn?
This is Marty. I
Kristen,
will move to adjourn.
What?
Kristen, I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Marty,
Well-
you know that you're permanently in that motion, right?
Yes, I know.
I don't ever take your name out.
Yeah, don't mess that up, folks.
Well, everybody have a good good
Three-day
next time.
holiday weekend.
Let's cross our fingers and
Yay.
hope we aren't slip sliding tomorrow morning.
What'd you
Yeah, we're
say?
going off to the doctors. I can't
I
imagine.
said, let's cross our fingers and hope we aren't slip sliding
Oh,
tomorrow.
really?
Yeah, it's
Yep.
supposed to rain, which it is doing now here. And then it's supposed to get colder, and they said like a flash freeze sometime tomorrow. So who knows?
Brother.
But they
Well.
could change their minds.
Oh, just pray for the sun.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Good night. Have
Bye.
a good
As long
one.
as I
Thank
wake
you.
up with electricity, I'm happy.
Yeah, right.
Thank you.
Well, this morning I woke up with no electricity. There were like
Aw.
17 homes in the area that were out for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh my gosh, and yours was one of them, right?
Yeah,
Yep,
well, we,
mine was
last,
one.
last weekend, we got Frontier and we were down for the whole weekend on and off with internet and phones and stuff. And,
Yeah.
Jeez.
but they fixed it.
Yay.
Okay, I'm gonna say good night.
All right,
Okay,
everybody.
good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.